All right. K.Foxx, 99 Jams, Miami. Good morning.
Good morning, Kay. How are you?
I
Miami.
am, yes, Miami is in the building. You look amazing, Erika Alexander, aka Renaissance Woman.
Come on. Thank you. I'll
You
take that.
know?
Oh, there you are. How wonderful.
Yes, yes, here I am. I'm deeming you that because, well, I'm sure you've been called that before. I'm not exactly sure,
I'll
but
take
have
it.
you been called that before?
I'm taking it now. Let's say, Kay, you started it. So
Yes, I started it because you never know which way you're coming. You can't put you in a box. You're on
thank you.
season 3 of Invasion, sci-fi drama. I'm into a good sci-fi drama. I
Come
grew up on
on.
sci-fi.
Me too.
Yes. Have you always been a fan of sci-fi?
Always. Always. This is my father got me into science fiction. Obviously, the great Gene Roddenberry got us all into science fiction by putting that great classic and iconic show, Star Trek, on. And if you've been watching it all, television, you saw it in syndication if you weren't there for the original. And also, I was growing up when Star Wars came on. And I'm a born in 1969, and this is just after the race to the moon. So I have to say that I think the stars are built into alignment with me and my DNA, and it just happens to be that the future is what I focus on a lot. I actually wrote a comic book called Concrete Park, and so I always like science fiction.
Well, that answer is everything that I needed to know. Now, when were you presented this role, or did you have to audition for this role? How did it even come about?
I was offered the role by Simon,
Okay.
and at the time I wasn't even sure I was right for it. But he got me on the
Why
phone and
not?
he told me I didn't understand that the role would grow into more than what I was seeing in the first few episodes. And I said, well, maybe they need somebody else. I was hoping to do something maybe a little bit more, complex. And then he laid it on me. He said, hey, girl, you don't know what's getting ready to come. And I was happy to be invited, don't get me wrong. But with him sort of jumping on the phone and really sort of laying out the environment and the totality of what the show was about, but also what my character would do, I was all in. Say less. I'm like, okay, got it.
Say less. Now you signed up for amazing roles, Pam from the Cosby Show, Maxine Shaw, Living
Attorney at law.
Single. Yes, yes, everything. How do you choose your roles? What makes you choose certain roles?
I think, Kay, I choose my roles because my roles actually choose me.
Mm.
I think I'm a very definite personality. I'm also hard to pin down, as you say. I used to get
Yep.
frustrated about that. I think that there's a conversation around blackness that can be stereotypical, and I never fit that. And then there's a conversation around blackness as being culture makers and in the avant-garde that I'm a part of, but it wasn't necessarily what I was growing up in when there was a lot of talk about, sort of the streets and rapping and all that. It wasn't necessarily something I fit into. So I had to grow into this. I had to grow up. I had to wait for Cord Jefferson to come get me and Simon Kinberg and Jordan Peele and these people. But I grew up in Arizona, up in the mountains. I'm the child of two orphans. And my
Mm.
father was itinerant preacher. My mother was a teacher. I spent the first 11 years of my life in a hotel called Starlight off of Route 66. I watched the
Wow.
stars. The Lowell Observatory is up there, big telescope. So I grew up in a space where I lived next to Navajo, Hopi, and German Lutherans. My world was always diverse. And so I think that to me, that's what you see, that's what you feel. I was raised by these people, and that's who I am.
I just got chills listening to that answer.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to see what your character does in this season of Invasion. I know it's going to be a wild ride, and I'm ready for
It
it.
is
I love to see you
definitely a
grow.
wild ride. It's gonna be through grief and the desire to be immortal, and that's what this show is about. It really is using all of everything that Simon does well, and with his international cast, I'm really glad to be a part of that. But this journey has been phenomenal, and everybody should stay tuned and watch. It's outrageous the type of production value that you get for it, and the acting and the performances are stellar.
It's amazing. Renaissance woman, aka Erika Alexander, thank you so much for your time. I am humbled and honored. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care, Kay.
Bye.
Bye, Florida.